Welcome back to the Drive Comfort 2verse, your ultimate pit stop for all things speed, style, and the stories behind the machines that made history. If you're into legendary cars, untold automotive history, and the machines that paved the way for today's icons, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up, because today, we're taking a ride through time to explore what came before the GT-R. That's right, 2025 is here, the R36 is still on the horizon, and while the world waits for the next chapter of the GT-R legend, we're rolling back the clock to discover the roots of Godzilla. Let's go back to a time before the GT-R badge was feared on racetracks and worshipped on streets across the globe. Before turbochargers, ATTESAAWD systems, and Skyline fanboys, there was a quiet revolution brewing in Japan. It all started with Prince Motor Company, yes, not Nissan. Prince was a small but ambitious Japanese automaker that introduced the very first Skyline in 1957. It wasn't a sports car at all, it was a family sedan. Modest, boxy, rear-wheel drive, nothing that screamed performance. But then came a twist. In 1964, Prince engineers decided to take their Skyline and modify it to compete in motorsports. They extended the front end and dropped in a 2.0 LINE-6 engine from their larger sedan, the Gloria. This new creation was called the Skyline GT, and at the second Japanese Grand Prix, it shocked the racing world by finishing just behind a Porsche 904. A Japanese family car nearly beat a European race car. The crowd went wild, and the legend was born. In 1966, Prince merged with Nissan, and their engineering magic transferred into a new era of cars. 2 years later, in 1968, the first Nissan-badged Skyline GT-R hit the streets, the PGC-10, known to fans as the Hakosuka. It had a high-revving 2.0 LINE-6, dual overhead cams, and four-wheel independent suspension. It wasn't just fast, it dominated Japanese touring car racing, winning 50 races in less than 3 years. But before that beast came alive, the groundwork was laid by cars like the Prince Skyline 1500 Deluxe, the Gloria, and the early Skylines that no one outside Japan even noticed. These were the cars that refined Nissan's focus on balance, handling, and performance, not just raw speed. In the 1970s, the GT-R disappeared for a while, thanks to stricter emissions laws and the oil crisis. But the Skyline continued to evolve in the background. Models like the C210 and R30 brought turbocharging into the mix, and the R31 introduced the legendary RB series engines. These were quiet years in the global spotlight, but behind the scenes, Nissan was perfecting the formula. Then came 1989, and the car that would put the GT-R name back on the map, the R32 GT-R. But none of that would have been possible without the decades of engineering and racing ambition that started long before the GT-R badge even existed. So when we talk about the GT-R today, whether it's the R34's fame in Fast and Furious or the R35's supercars slaying performance, we have to remember its roots. The story didn't start with Godzilla. It started with humble family cars, clever engineers, and a desire to prove that Japan could take on the world. And here we are in 2025, still waiting for what's next. The R36 may still be under wraps, but the road that led us here is already legendary. Thanks for riding through history with us today. If you enjoyed the journey, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What do you think is the most underrated pre-GT-R car? We'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your engines running and your eyes on the road.